SwoleBenji here. Yesterday, I went over the fastest dungeon clearing build for new players. So if you're a new player with low specs, low item power, go check that one out. It's on my channel. Just click on the channel name. Anyway, this is for veteran players. This at maximum specs, very high specs, and 8.3 gear will save you a whopping 15 seconds in your dungeon clears compared to yesterday's build. I know, 15 seconds, it adds up over time. You do hundreds of dungeons, that's 15 seconds times 100. Let's go over the build, alright? This one is technically faster than yesterday's build, but if you're a new player, it is not faster, alright? But let's get into it. The light crossbow is going to be your weapon of choice. The explosive bolt with Sundershot, and of course the passive well prepared. I've explained fully yesterday in yesterday's video why you should pick these abilities. I'm not going to explain it again. Go watch the other video first if you haven't already. Your offhand will be the Crypt Candle because it's going to jack up your damage big time, alright? Yeah, it makes you less defensive, but it's a tier 5 dungeon. You don't need defense. This is for speedrunning. You don't need any defense at all. It's all offense all the time, alright? Now, yesterday I gave you two choices for boots, but today it's only going to be the Royal Sandals. You want that 20% damage boost, alright? Armor, no questions asked. You need 8.3 very high spec and leather jackets, the Spectre Jacket. You're going to be using self-ignition and the damage passive. So put that damage passive on. You want all damage passives on your gear, by the way. Helmets. This one is actually a little debatable, and I'm going to go over why. Okay, I like Spectre Hood because it gives you a double Spectre Jacket cast, and you can kind of combine it with the buff shrines, and it makes it super good, alright, with the damage passive. But if you want, you can use a Stalker Hood, and you could use the Armor Shred. This thing helps you melt bosses faster, alright, but wearing this will slow down your trash clear just a tiny bit, but that's okay. And for capes, the Thetford Cape, the reason we use the Thetford Cape is since we're speedrunning, as soon as you enter the dungeon, you have a 10-second cooldown, but all you gotta do is walk up here, and look how much damage I do. One shot, I took 40% of this dude's health, right? So, as you start a dungeon, your first 10 seconds, you're not going to be able to cast any spells. You should be able to auto this guy down before your abilities even become available. So here's the combo, right? The Spectre Jacket's damage is being beefed up by your Crypt Candle. You need to activate your Royal Sandals before activating Spectre Jacket so that your Spectre Jacket will deal more damage. So here's how it works. We're going to press F, run up to the mobs, press R, press 1Q at the ground, and keep moving, right? And that will kill literally everything that you come across. Like, see these guys? These are beefy mobs, right? 1Q, and I keep moving. And then, well, of course, you want to kill everything along the way. Now, there's one thing I forgot, so I'm going to turn the jacket off for a second here and explain. Food is absolutely vital. I get comments all the time from people. They want to know, how do you use the Spectre Jacket? It deals too much damage. You need a cabbage soup. Eat the cabbage soup. I'm going to eat it right now. Look at my health. It just went all the way back. All right, so now I'm going to continue the dungeon with this build. So we're going to press F. And you see the buff at the top left. You want to press R before that runs out. So I'm going to press R. 1Q into the ground, and then they're dead. Go up to this guy, press Q, he's dead. Well, he's got a healer on him, but he's still dead. Look at that. This build reduces all globals required to kill mobs to 1. Alright? Down to 1. And these guys, they're weak mobs. I can just run past them and they melt. I don't even have to, like, bother, okay? And then with the Thetford Cape, I can kill 2 mobs at once or weaken a mob and kill the other one. It's just so simple. And, hey, are we about to get a purple boss here? So, here's the thing with the helmet, alright? You would use it when you need your self-ignition, but in this case, there is not a buff shrine, so I'm going to go ahead and use it and get my self-ignition immediately. Press F, press R. Now, on the boss, left-click him, press W, press E, spam Qs, and he's dead. Right? Then turn off your Spectre Jacket to open the chest. And there we go. Then you continue along. Right now, everything is on cooldown, so I have to rely on the old trusty Q spam. And I explained in yesterday's video. Just look how much damage this does. But here's the cool thing, too. As light crossbow, you have another AoE ability, the E. You can use this on trash mobs. Look at that. I can just fire and forget. I don't even have to stick around. And this thing has a very short cooldown. This thing is superior for killing trash mobs, right? You can also just gather everybody up into one big clusterfuck of a pile and then blow them up that way. Very simple. Alright, I got my Spectre Jacket back, so here we go. Continuing on with the... Look how fast these trash mobs die. They die immediately. I just gotta shoot them once. It's brilliant. It's amazing. It's simple. It's fast. You're not gonna get faster than this. Okay, now, that is actually a slightly debatable. And I have been running tests on other weapons. Okay, there are two contenders. Alright, the one-handed spear with its W. Its W is a steroid, right? Before we talk about that, watch how fast these mobs die. I'm gonna press E, and then they're gonna kind of group up, and then boom, and then auto attack. Look at that. I killed them in one auto and in one global cooldown. Okay, so let's go back to weapons. Now, one-handed spear has a steroid on its W, which will increase your movement speed and damage for your Spectre Jacket. It also has a movement forward E ability, but it suffers from slow boss killing, right? Now, the other one is the one-handed dagger, which the E makes you run faster, okay? But when you have the Spectre Jacket and that on, it adds up to a lot of self-damage, okay? But you can still do it. I don't have the definite data on what's best yet, okay? I'm still running the numbers, but right now, the light crossbow is one of the fastest trash clearing weapons in the game at high specs. The reason it's not at low specs is because your global cooldowns don't deal as much damage as bolt casters, and you don't kill bosses nearly as fast as bolt casters starting out. The only time that you can match bolt caster's boss killing speed is when you have the Spectre Jacket at very high specs and at 8.3. Now, this build truly shines on the buffs, okay? Like, these little buff shrines, if you get the red one or the blue one, oh man, it's so good. Come on. Yes, we got red, yes. I'm gonna press F, and just look how fast this clears. It's gonna be nuts. I'm gonna activate it, and Q, and dead, and run past that guy, and dead, and run past him, and dead, and ooh, my guild leveled up. Yeah, very cool. By the way, guys, I have an alliance you can join, the Chad Gamers. Oh no, we gotta get to the boss. Alright, so the way the boss fight, I'm going to go ahead and cancel that, use my helmet, turn it back on, right up to the boss, press W to armor shred him, press E, spam Qs. I have the red buff, he's freaking dead. Like, look at that, he's dead. Do we get anything good? Nope. Okay, so, Chad Gamers, we have all these guilds. All you got to do is press G, and then search for guilds, change the language to the very bottom one, I think it's Korean, and then change it to 100 plus, and change it to expert. And just click apply to any of these guilds, and there you go. Then you can join the Chad Gamers. No, there's no requirements. You're completely free to say whatever you want and play however you want. If you want to be part of the main guild, which is SwoleBenji 300 Chad Gamers, you got to be in the Discord and be based on red build. But essentially, that's the build. That is the build. By the way, I talked about it in yesterday's video, but make sure you bring your journals. Make sure you bring those journals, boys. All right, so that's the speed clearing. That's as fast as it's gonna get, okay? I know it didn't look that fast in the video because I kind of took my time and explained things. But yeah, essentially you press F, you press R, you run through mobs, and if they're beefy mobs, you press Q on them once, and then you run through them, and you just kill everything. The cabbage soup keeps you completely alive from burning. Look at my health. My health will not go down. It is full, alright? We're a fiery circle, staying in the fiery circle. Alright, I'm SwoleBenji, thanks for watching. As always, be a bro and stay swole. And make sure you return your shopping carts. Leave a comment and a like. Do both. It's an algorithm combo. Really helps out. And subscribe. 80% of you aren't subscribed. Subscribe right now. Click the button. Thank you for subscribing. Now, if I say something you don't agree with, or maybe you get bored of me, then you can unsubscribe later. It's completely free. Just, it helps out, alright? I appreciate it. Thanks. See you in the next video.